Hey guys, what is up? Hope everybody is doing well. Bringing you a quick video here in regards to Time Wonderland. As many of you right at this moment might be in a state of panic. Now, I wanted to discuss exactly my position, what I think of the new updates and everything that has been stated by Danielle, both on Twitter and by Sifu on Discord. And I want to kind of go into why I personally am still bullish on Wonderland and what I think you should do with your position. So now, if we actually see the DApp, if it actually opens up here, we can see that first of all, right off the bat, if we go to dashboard, we can see that the price of time has been completely removed, and instead now it's first of all wMemo price. Now, if you guys don't understand the differentiation between what time is and what memo is, and then what wrapped memo is, leave a question down in the comment section below. And what I will do is I'll try to get back to it as soon as possible, as I have taken the time to really research this and understand this to the fullest of my ability. If you guys are still confused about it, because it is quite complicated, make sure you do that so that I can try to clear your confusions. Now, what can we see right off the bat? First of all, we could see a big concern. The price of wrap memo is 56,540, which is under the price of the backing that we were supposed to receive. Now, why is that the case? Well, first of all, in order to explain this, we have to understand how Wonderland actually works. It has a multi-sig functionality, which means that it takes multiple people's signature from their board of people that they have in order for a decision to be played out. Now, while these signatures are being collected, people are in different time zones, people are just waking up. And, in Europe, even it was late at night when essentially this happened. And as such, we saw the memo price drop all the way down to around 52,000 here. Let's have a look at it right now together. We can see that we literally saw one of the biggest dumps in Wonderland so far, with a price correction, or a dump rather, happening from around there to approximately here. So around 50% overall. And for the day, we can have a look at the exact day bar. And we can see that for the day, we came down all the way until here. So essentially under $50,000 for wrapped memo. And that's a big concern, because obviously if the backing is at 57,000, a lot of people had leveraged their positions in hopes that as soon as it touches this number, 57,319, the price would pump back up. So leveraging yourself until, let's say, 55,000 or 56,000 seemed reasonable. However, those are the people that would not have read the documentations. Those are the people that not listened to the AMAs that were, provided by Danielle and moreover more people of the team. And as such, unfortunately, a lot of people got liquidated. And that's exactly what led to this cascade. This absolute disgustingly huge dump that happened right here was because of the fact that we had a liquidating cascade, and that didn't end because of the fact that it's a multi-sig function, which means that the price will keep dropping under the price of the backing that is there until all of the signatures are collected and a decision is reached to utilize some of the money from either treasury balance in order to buy back and bring the price back up to its intrinsic value, which according to Wonderland currently is worth 57,319. Now, what do I personally think? I personally have around $3,000 invested into Time Wonderland, and I am not even at break even. Earlier in I want to say earlier this year, or even late December, I was actually quite in a bit of a profit. However, we were able to see that because of this continuous downtrend that happened, which obviously was, also caused by the downtrend that we saw in Bitcoin in general, which, once again, similar to my other videos that I mentioned, caused the prices of everything to come down. It hasn't been helpful for a time. The prices have been coming down, and then on top of that, the liquidation cascades that we saw both yesterday and today just led this price to absolutely go to shit, basically. But now we can see that, if you guys have a look here, we just saw approximately 30 minutes ago that Sifu stated in the Discord that it looks like we finally have an opportunity to test the buyback promise at Wonderland. Several million has once again been used to buy below our backing price, returning the price to our intrinsic value. As a reminder, unlike most other DAOs, Wonderland buys at the backing price. Frogs protect frogs. Now this is essentially very reassuring, right? That, okay, what actually happens, right? Because we've always seen the backing price. Now, before it was for time, so we saw the backing per time, but we never saw the price of time actually reaching that number. So what actually happens when it reaches that number? We got a taste of that now. And we're happy, and I'm specifically very happy to see that indeed the team, Sifu, Daniele, they're all, putting their best foot forward, and they are using the money as promised in the paperwork and documentations and the white paper to use the funds to buy back into Wonderland to increase the price of Wonderland again. We could see, the price has come back a little bit. Now, we haven't seen a crazy pump or anything, but if we look here, we can definitely see that the price, it did come up. We did have that price increase. And then moreover, it continued going lower. And that's because as soon as the price starts to increase, now this is the big problem, right, guys? That as soon as price starts increasing again, people get euphoric. They think they bought the dip. So what they do is then they go ahead and they leverage their position again, which once again leads to a cascading effect of liquidations. So what do I think you should do? And what do I think I should do? Although, bear in mind, this is not financial advice. Make sure you guys do your own research always. However, it's very, very important to also understand that a project that has so much dedication behind it and a project that has been showing consistent results has a future behind it. Now, a lot of you also know that Danielle has tweeted, if we go on his Twitter, we can see that, it's time that we leave wonderful memories to Carpe Diem. Now, what does this essentially mean? As clarified, it is time to move away from the OHM model, as everyone saw is good exclusively to fundraise, hence to bring attraction to the project, but as much as we try to make it sustainable, it becomes unreasonable. And that is literally because of inflation, guys. When you're providing such a high APY, that requires a high amount of tokens to be printed. And unless you can keep a constant inflow of investors continuously coming into the project and dumping hundreds and thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, that inflation will at the end of the day always be bigger than the essential demand. And as such, we can see what happened to OHM ourselves. If we have a look at OHM, what happened here? Let's have a look here. If it loads, it's been continuously going down. It's not looking any better, right? And that's once again because of inflation. And in order for the APY to outpace the inflation, it requires an extremely high APY, which overall you guys can understand it's a death spiral. So what is Danielle and Sifu and the rest of the team doing? They're moving towards the VE3x3. So essentially a new model that has been put into place or is suggested in order for the future of time, and the future of Wonderland, I guess I should say, time is going to be non-existent. And since it's already been removed from Wonderland itself, so I guess I should refer to it as Memo now. It's referring to the vested 3-3 strategy. Now, if you guys don't know what this is, I completely understand. It took me quite some time and quite a lot of research to figure out what this actually is. However, after reading several articles about this, several tweets about this, several intellectual individuals trying to explain it, this document for me was the most comprehensive. So, and I will leave it down in the description, guys. Make sure you go and you check this out. Make sure you read it and you understand exactly what Daniel is trying to move towards, right? But in short, what we know for a fact is that we are trying to move away from the inflationary model that OHM provided, and Wonderland is trying to complement the model. It was never the intention of Wonderland to copy it exactly. It was more of an intention to complement it by taking its idea, however, working further on it. Now, what does this essentially mean? It essentially means, number one, rebases are going to stop. And although that sounds very, very bad because of the fact that, you don't have consistent flow as you would before, it does mean that other options are going to be available. Now, that is a whole topic for a whole another video. And if you guys would like to see that video where I go into depth of, I've done more than 6 hours of research as to how the model of Wonderland changing from where it is today, the OHM model, to a V, 3.3 model, or any other model which includes, for example, airdrops and rewards to holders, would be much more profitable for the future of Wonderland. Now remember, guys, this is a long-term investment. The high APY that is provided, 70,000, 60,000 APY. Right now it's 74,000 APY. It's unreasonable to think that such an high APY can actually last for the whole year, right? That's 74,000 times the amount of money you would be inputting. It's ridiculous, It's, for example, let's say if I put in $50,000, then by the end of the year I should be expecting 180 Lamborghinis. It's ridiculous to think that money can be printed in such a manner. But let's say, what is it, 339 million? Yeah, $39 million. So we're expecting this project to be giving us $39 million off of a $50,000 investment. That's absolutely bonkers, right? And it's impossible to get that much and to expect it to be sustainable. So for all of you that got either A, liquidated, or B, you're upset because your investment is not at break even, for those of you that have been holding for a long time in hopes that things get better but aren't just getting better, I only have one thing to say to you is, if you're a believer in the Frog Nation, you have to hold on and try to dedicate your time, instead of listening to FUD on the Discord or Twitter, try dedicating your time towards the actual documentations, the articles, and moreover what Daniel and Sifu are actually saying. I'm a big supporter of time in general, and I keep saying time because I refer to it as time all the time, pun intended. But I'm a big supporter of Wonderland, and as such, I think it's very, very important for all of us to really hold on, because they are doing their best, and I think honestly that whatever they're doing is for a more reliable, futuristic APY, number one. And number two is to manage everybody's expectations. Moreover, guys, it's very important for us to be on the same page, because it's a nation, right? Frog Nation. So take your time, do your research. If you guys have any questions in regards to Wonderland, in regards to the future updates that Daniel is planning on doing for Wonderland or Sifu, if you have any other questions in regards to the 3.3 model, feel free to write a comment down below, and I'm going to get back to you as soon as possible. That's going to be all for today, guys. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe for more videos. Let me know if you guys want any other updates on other projects. I have quite a diverse portfolio where I have bits and pieces of investments all over, 10, 15 projects that I'm in. So feel free to leave a comment. But yeah, that's going to be it, guys. Thank you very much. Have yourselves a good day. Peace.